So hey everyone, hope you all are doing well. This is Abhishek on the other side. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon in order to get the latest notification first. So without much further ado, let's start out today's video. So today in this video, we're going to talk about priority queue. And before starting this video, I would highly recommend you to watch my previous video on queue first and then come back and watch this video. Because this priority queue is nothing but one of a type of queue, right? So now let's talk about the difference between priority queue and queue. Now we know that queue follows the principle of FIFO, right? That is first in, first out. So if you take a real life example of a queue data structure, then let's consider an example. So let's consider a queue in a ticket counter. Now in a ticket counter, we know that the first person which gets into the queue first gets the ticket first, right? And hence the queue in a ticket counter follows the principle of FIFO, that is first in, first out. But in priority queue, the deletion of the elements or the popping of elements occurs according to their priorities. Now, what do you mean by according to their priorities? So let's consider a real life example of a hospital. Now, in a hospital, if you consider a queue of patients, a patient which is in a who is in a critical condition gets into the hospital. Now, who do you think the doctor is going to operate first? Of course, that critical patient, right? And hence the doctor is going to operate that critical patient first because his priority is higher as compared to all the other patients which are there in the queue. So the main difference between queue and priority queue is that in queue we don't talk about priority, but in priority queue we mainly talk about priority, right? Yeah, because with deletion actually mainly happens according to a priority of priority of the element. But in queue, the guy who comes to the queue first gets popped out first. So that's the main difference between queue and priority queue. So now let's talk about how we can actually take an input in a priority queue. So there are mainly two ways of taking input in a priority queue. The first way is that we consider a pair. Now in this pair, the first value we can consider the value. So this is nothing but the value, right? And the second member of this pair you can consider the priority, right? So and then again you can consider something like v2, that is value 2, and it has something like priority 2, and like this it goes on, right? So these are nothing but pairs, okay? So you can consider them to be pairs, or there is a, this is one of a kind. You can consider also another kind, which is where you can consider only the value, and here the value signifies the priority. Okay, so you can consider value 1, v2, something like v3, right? And so on, right? And here the value only signifies the priority of the priority, right? So now let's talk about the different types of priority queue. Now there are mainly two types of priority queue. The first priority queue you can consider, so let's consider an array which contains elements 2, 3, 1, and 4, right? Now in this array there is a condition. The condition is that the higher is the value, the higher is the value of the element, the higher will be its priority, right? So you can consider, so over here we can say there's that 4 has a higher value, right, as compared to all the other elements. So and therefore the and therefore its priority is higher as compared to all the other elements, and hence this is going to be popped out first. So at first this 4 is going to be popped out, and next this 3 will be popped out, and next there's 2, and finally we're going to pop out 1 from the queue, right? And like this way it will occur, but it may also happen that there is also another condition. It may also happen the lower the value, the higher is the priority. Now in such situation we are going to pop out 1 first, because 1 has the lowest value as compared to all the other elements present in this queue. And next we are going to pop out 2, next we are going to pop out 3, and finally we are going to pop out 4. So these are the mainly two ways of popping out elements from the priority queue. Now let's talk about how we can create a priority queue. So, so there are mainly two ways of creating the priority queue. The first way we are going to talk about is using lists or arrays, you can consider. Okay. Oh, but remember there is also other ways. But in this video we are only talk about these two ways. That is list or arrays, using list or arrays. Okay. So let's see how we can create a priority queue using list or arrays. So let's consider let's say that we need to push all these elements into our queue, okay, or into our priority queue. Okay, so let's consider these elements, right? Now in list, what you going to do at first? So let's say that we have a list which is as well v, right? So let's consider v to be a list. Now at first we are going to push this one to our vector or array or list, right? So we currently have one, right? So after having this one, we can either, now since there's only one element, so we don't have to do any perform any tasks after this. Now let's push 1 3, right? Now let's say that the condition for this queue is that the higher is the value, right? The higher is the value. So let's the condition, the higher is the value, the higher is the priority, right? So over here 3 has the higher value, right? So in such situation, if we find like the highest value of the element, the highest the priority, in such a way we need to sort this vector in descending order, right? So after sorting this vector, now we can see that this tree has come to the 0th index, right, of this vector. Now let's say that we want to push 2. So if we push 2, so after pushing or after appending 2, the our vector will look like this, right? And then again we need to sort this up. So let's just sort. This will be 3, this will be 2, and this will be 1, right? Okay. Now let's say that we want to push 5. So if we push 5, so then our vector will look like this, right? And after shorting it up, it will look like this. That is, 5 will come over here, 3 will go over here, now 2 will go over here, and 1 will go over here. Now let's say that we want to pop the element from this priority queue. Now if we want to pop the element, we are going to pop this the 0th index of this priority queue. So we are going to pop the element 5. So if we pop the element 5, then our priority queue will look like this, something like this, okay? 3, 2, and 1. And hence we can see that that the highest value of this queue is getting popped out, right? And hence it is exactly forming a priority queue. So now let's say that we were told that the lower is the value, then higher is the priority, right? Then in such situation, instead of sorting it in descending order, we need to sort this in ascending order. So we need to sort it something like this, 1, 3 to remain 1, 3, right? This will also be sorted in ascending order. This is also going to sort in ascending order, and this is also sorted in ascending order, right? And this is how we are going to perform. We are going to create a priority queue using list, arrays, or vectors. So now let's see how we can create this priority queue using heaps. So before understanding how we can create this priority queue using heap, so let's understand what is a heap. Now heap is nothing but a tree data structure which can form a complete binary tree. Now you may wonder like what is this complete binary tree? So let's consider a tree. So let's consider this tree. Now this is a binary tree, right? because each node of for this tree has maximum of two children, right? So and hence it is a binary tree. Now, now in this binary tree now in this binary tree you can see that each of the levels of this binary tree are completely filled, except the last one, right? That is this field, and you can see the nodes for this tree are as left as possible, right? So complete binary tree is nothing but the binary tree where the, where the nodes of each where in each level the nodes are completely filled. Here we can see the maximum number of nodes we can have is like 2 to the power 0. Here we can have 2 to the power 1, right? That is 2. And here we can have 2 to the power 2. If we consider this to be of level 0, this to be of level 1, and this to be of level 2, right? So these are the maximum number of nodes we can have in this level. So complete binary tree is nothing but a binary tree which we can form when in when where all the labels except the last one are completely filled and the nodes are as left as possible. Now what do you mean by nodes are as left as possible? So let's consider another binary tree, okay? Now in this binary tree we can also see that the in each level the nodes are completely filled, right? Except the last one. But you can see over here the nodes are not as left as possible. They actually they are as right. See, these are on the right hand side of this binary tree, right? And hence it is not a complete binary tree. So this is what is a complete binary tree. So now let's see how we can insert an element in a priority queue using heap. So let's say that we are given a few elements over here. Let's like 1, 3, 2, and then let's say that we are given 4, right? So these are the elements which would be inserting in our priority queue. So at first we have 1. So let's consider 1 at first. Okay, so 1 is over here. Now the time complexity for insertion of element, right, in a heap takes log of n. Okay, this is the time complexity it takes. Now at first we have 1, right? So we don't have to do anything else. So now let's say that we want to push 3. Now we know that heaps are mainly of two types. One is the max heap and another one is the main heap. Now in max heap, the parent element is actually higher than the child nodes, while in min heap the parent element is actually lower as compared to the child nodes, right? So these are the main difference between max heap and min heap. So now let's say that it is given like the higher is the value, the higher will be the priority. Okay. So in this case we need to create a max heap. So let's create a max heap. So over here, so when we have pushed 3 into our heap, now we find that 3 is greater than 1. So in such situation, we are going to make 3 to be our root node, and then this 1 will be our left child. Next we are going to push 2. Now when we have pushed 2, now we can see that 2 now we can say this 1 and 2 are both less than 3, and hence the condition of max heap is satisfying, so we don't have to do anything else. Now let's say that we push 4. Now if we push 4, then again we need to make replace this 1 with 4, because 4 is greater than 1, right? And hence our tree will look like this. Okay, this will be 1, this will be 2, right? And again we can see that this 4 is greater than 3, right? So again we are going to make this 4, this will be 3, this will be 2, and this will be 1, right? So this is how our heap is going to look, right? After inserting all the elements. Now we can see that and the maximum number of steps we perform over here is equal to the height of the binary tree. Now we know that the height of the binary tree is nothing but log of n, and hence the time complexity for this insertion in of priority queue using heap is nothing but bigger log of n, right? Now let's say that we want to pop some element. Now in a priority queue we mainly perform this operation. We can either push element or insert element, or we can either delete or pop element, or we can either find the peak element, that is the top element. Okay, that is the maximum the element which has the highest priority. Okay, so these are the operations we mainly perform in a priority queue. So this is the heap we have formed after inserting all these elements. Now let's say that we want to perform the pop operation. Now if we perform the pop operation, now this 4 will be removed, right? Because this 4 has the, yeah, this 4 has the highest priority, right? Because it is said the higher is the value, the higher the priority. In this case 4 will have the highest priority, right? And so if we remove this 4, our tree will, now this 1 which is over here will come to over here. So our heap will look like this. Now we have to actually max heapify this heap. Now if we heapify this heap, then now we know that 3 is greater than 2 and 1, right? So our 3 will come over here, 1 will go over here, and this 2 will go over here. Now if we again perform the pop operation, now this 3 will be deleted, right? And this 2 will come over here. So our heap will look something like this. Now since this 2 is greater than 1, so there is no problem. We don't have to, even if we heapify this, the tree will look like this only, right? And next again, if we perform the peak operation, then it is just going to tell that 2 is the top value, right? So the time complexity for peak operation is big of 1, while the time complexity for pop operation is nothing but big of log of n. Okay, and hence the time complexity for both push and pop operation in a priority queue is log of n. Now if we perform the pop operation, now our heap will look something like this, and if we again perform the pop operation, it will be an empty heap. So there is also another function in priority queue which is called empty. Now this empty actually checks whether our priority queue is empty or not. So currently, since we don't have anyone in our priority queue, any element, so it will return means 1, which means that our priority queue is empty. So this is how we actually perform the insertion, deletion, and peak operation in a priority queue. So one of the application of priority queue is heap sort. So in heap sort, what exactly happens is that, so let's say that we have some unsorted elements in an array. So let's consider unsorted elements. So 1, 3, 4, and 2, right? So if we want to sort these elements in ascending order, we need to create a max heap. Now we know that we can create a max heap using priority queue, right? And hence this is how the priority queue is used in heap sort. So so if we just consider this, so our heap will look something like this. Okay, after this we need to build the heap. So if we build the heap, then after building the heap, then our heap will look something like this. That is, 4 will come over here, 3 will go over here, 1 will come over here, and 2 will remain as it is, right? And then again we can see that we have actually got the highest value in the root, right? That is I equals to 0. That is our I will array will look something like this. 4 will over here, 3 will over here, 1 will over here, and 2 will over here, right? So what are we going to do? We need to swap this position. So after swapping it, so our heap will look something like this. 2 will come over here, 3 will go over here, and 1 will go over here, right? After swapping, the array will change to something like this. 2 will go over here, 3 will go over here, 1 will go over here, and 4 will go over here. Now since 4 is now sorted, so we are not going to consider this 4 again in our heap, right? and then again we're going to max heapify this. If we max heapify this, then our heap will look something like this, right? Then again we're going to pop this element. After popping this element, and then we're going to we're going to swap this element with 1, right? So after swapping it, again we'll get something like 2 and 1, right? Again we're going to pop this element after heapifying it, right? Now if we pop this element, we'll remain with 1, and hence we'll get our answer. So like this way the heap sort is working in priority queue. So that's all for today. If you like this video, do give a thumbs up to the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon in order to get the latest notification first. So I'll see you in my next video.